Today I'm going to show you how to build this beautiful modern coffee table, and if you want to build your own, I have plans in the description below, and thanks for watching.
I started out with these really thick white oak boards, which I got from my local lumber yard. These babies were 1.5 inches thick. By the time I get them planed down, they'll probably be about 1.25 inches. But I cut them all to size for the tabletop first, and they were pretty wide. So whenever you're gluing up wide boards, you have to be careful about it cupping or bowing. So I recommend alternating the growth rings. It's not necessary, but I like to do it whenever possible. But first and foremost, I usually look at the top of the table and make sure it looks pretty, and then I glue it up. I always use cauls when I'm gluing up a panel, especially one like this where the boards are a little wonky. And cauls are basically these thick strips of wood. I put painter's tape on it just to make sure that it doesn't get glued to the panel, but this helps keep everything flat. And then I check it with a known straight edge. So in this case, I'm using my Festool track saw, which works extremely well. Then it was time to cut the parts for the base to size. The base is one giant cross-slab joint. So instead of having to remove material later on, I just glued it up that way. So I could just slide the smaller piece and the larger piece together for the base. So when cutting that center strip of wood and gluing it up, make sure that it's half the height of the base. My daughter decided to join in on the fun and help me fix a cracked board because white oak likes to do that. And then I used a card scraper to level off the rest of the coffee table top. It wasn't perfectly flat, which happens sometimes, but these card scrapers are really useful to taking off a lot of material instead of having to sand all at once. I got these for maybe $10 on Amazon, and then I used a 1/4 inch round over bit to round over the edges because I have 2 kids and I don't want them to get hurt. I added C-channels, which are basically thick strips of metal which help the top stay flat over time. It's not necessary, but I like to add it for some additional peace of mind. And then I filled the knots on the base with some CA glue. Usually I don't love knots in my white oak, but this one I kept because it added a little bit of character. Sanding always takes me the longest, but I always draw lines all over the board between each grits, and then I sand until the lines are gone. And this ensures every single time that my finish is even. Since I'm using Rubio Monocoat as my finish, I just sanded to 120 grit, which might not seem very high, but it really does give a smooth finish once you put the actual stain on. Rubio Monocoat is so easy to put on. I just spread it and then I basically rub it into the grain and then buff it off. The key is really getting all the excess off. This color is called natural, so I really like it on white oak because it does keep the natural look of the wood and it doesn't amber it at all. Then I put the base together, so you can see that the cross-slab joint comes together pretty easily. I didn't use any wood glue because I want to be able to take it apart if I need to, but you can if you want to. Then I attach the top with my favorite way to attach tabletops, figure 8 fasteners. All you need is a Forstner bit and some figure 8s, and you just screw it on. That's it. If you love this video, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget, plans are listed in the description below.